Good afternoon, students. Let's look at this essay. Should we protect our environment or think only about benefits for human society? Actually, that should be, should we protect our natural environment or think about only benefits for human society? A very topical issue nowadays, and one which is very common in examination questions. If you're looking at this on YouTube, you can see the essay printed below. Areas I have highlighted in bold have some mistakes, so I would suggest that you first try to understand what these mistakes are and see if you can correct them yourself before listening to my editing. So let's look at paragraph 1. First sentence: protecting our natural environment has become one of the most popular topics. Now, popular is okay, it's grammatically correct, but I think the wrong kind of word for such a serious issue. So a better word might be pressing, a pressing topic, P-R-E-S-S-I-N-G, or important, or controversial. Moving on to line 3, benefits for humanity. The second part of this sentence needs some further information, I think. The sentence begins by saying that a couple of decades ago people thought mostly about the benefits for humanity. I think the second part of the sentence does not make it clear that people are now thinking more about consequences to our natural world. So maybe we can change the second phrase to: now we can evidence such consequences as global warming, which is one of the most significant threats to our environment, and this is changing people's priorities. So that final phrase would make it clear that people are changing the level of importance they give to both human society and the natural world. And the last sentence: it has become obvious that it is essential. Moving on to paragraph 2. It is true that our economies and quality of life can benefit from exploiting natural resources with, maybe here we could say, without restriction. Exploiting natural resources without restriction in the short run, or we could say without control in the short run. Hence, those individuals and corporations who can enhance their wealth, and enhance is a better word here than improve, because we're talking about having more money and getting more assets. And moving on to the second to last line: such contaminating fossil fuels as coal, C-O-A-L. On to the third paragraph. It is essential for humanity to understand how important the environment is for our well-being. It is obvious that the greenhouse effect results in climate change, which creates, here we can't use the word which, I think this is a mistake, which creates problems, or which creates extreme weather events, or which creates natural disasters, and changes the shape of continents, puts a number of species under threat, we don't need the, and harms the fragile ecosystem of our planet. Moving on to the sixth line number 6. Contaminated soil is extremely dangerous, or very dangerous, or unacceptably dangerous. Taking all these facts into account, such unfortunate changes will certainly affect our health, and in the worst scenario, destroy all the life on our planet. Last paragraph. To conclude, protecting our environment is absolutely necessary for us to survive and thrive as human beings. Okay, this is a very well written essay. Should expect a high grade in IELTS. The mistakes are not all that serious, some grammar and structure mistakes. The writer has perhaps neglected to give the opposite point of view, why sometimes exploitation of the environment and natural resources may be a greater priority. For example, if we look at the situation in developing countries in, say, Africa, for example, there's not much point in talking about emissions controls and not using fossil fuels when people are starving, they don't have jobs, there is widespread disease. So I think the writer could have perhaps made some comment about that, and how the developed world, North America and Europe primarily, should take a leadership role in environmental protection and be prepared to accept lower standards from the developing world. Thank you for listening, students, and good luck with your next assignment. Bye-bye.